You walk in for a single white t-shirt. An hour later, you stumble out, arms burning, carrying 3 heavy bags, your bank account significantly lighter. We naturally blame ourselves for this. We think we lack discipline, or that we simply have a weakness for a good sale. But your willpower has very little to do with it. You aren't making these decisions independently. An invisible force is guiding your hands. Look at this top-down architectural blueprint. These retail interiors are mathematically engineered physical spaces built to systematically override your logical thought processes. Every corner of the showroom operates as a highly structured psychological maze, engineered to extract your wealth. The manipulation starts the second you cross the threshold. Notice how the very front of a high-end store is almost always wide, empty, and pristine. Architects call this the decompression zone. It functions as a psychological airlock between the noisy, chaotic mall hallway and the brand's carefully controlled reality. Stores deliberately keep this prime real estate free of aggressive sale signs or packed clothing racks. Coming in from the mall, your brain needs a moment to adjust to the new lighting and acoustics. Hitting you with too much right away would trigger your natural defense mechanisms. Leaving this space empty serves as a calculated reset button that forces your guard down. Look at this floor plan tracking foot traffic. This demonstrates a biological data point known as the invariant right. Because the vast majority of people are right-handed, 90% of humans automatically veer to their right upon entering a new physical space. Brands weaponize this exact behavioral pattern. They take the absolute best, most appealing display in the store, often called the power wall, and build it directly into that natural right-hand path. They stock this specific wall exclusively with their most expensive, trendy, and premium inventory. By forcing your first impression to be high-end, the store establishes a subconscious price anchor. Before you've even picked up a shirt, your acceptable spending limit for the trip has been artificially raised. Once you pick an item, you leave the open floor and enter the high-stakes environment of the trial rooms. Out on the floor, the ambient lighting is usually kept warm and slightly dim, while razor-sharp spotlights are aimed directly at the garments. But inside the trial room, the physical geometry changes. This diagram shows how the mirrors are often subtly tilted backward from the top, rather than hanging flush against the wall. That slight angle creates a forced perspective that elongates your proportions. Add to that the vertical light strips running down the sides of the glass. Unlike harsh overhead lights, side lighting fills in facial shadows and visually slims your silhouette. The trial room manufactures a highly flattering optical illusion designed to trick your brain into feeling great about yourself, and by extension, confirming the purchase. As you head toward the register, the physical geometry gives way to ambient, invisible weapons targeting your subconscious. Even the store's playlist is an exact science. Luxury retailers pipe in slow-tempo, premium ambient music because it biologically reduces your physical walking pace. In the retail industry, a slower walking pace translates directly to increased dwell time. The math is simple. The more minutes you spend inside the store, the more money you will inevitably spend. At the same time, a proprietary signature scent is pumped through the ventilation system. These fragrances are formulated to bypass your logical filters and directly trigger the emotional center of your brain. By targeting the ears and nose simultaneously, the environment disrupts the rational cortex, prioritizing an emotional response over financial restraint. You step back out into the bright mall hallway, clutching your new items, looking back at the entrance. The showroom functions as a finely tuned machine, running a pre-programmed protocol of psychological compliance. The immense power of this spatial manipulation relies entirely on the fact that the average consumer doesn't know it's happening. The reliable antidote is awareness. The next time you reach for an impulse buy, take a pause. Ask yourself, are you fulfilling a genuine need or simply responding to a series of engineered environmental cues?